Welcome, folks. You're watching SIDLIST, which stands for Shit You Didn't Learn in School, and I'm your host, Pablo. And I haven't done an episode in a couple weeks, so I'm playing catch up right now, but I have been keeping up with my podcast. So, quick little promotion. I have a podcast on Castbox right now. You can also, it gets streamed to Spotify. So, if you have Spotify, you don't feel like downloading the Castbox app, then you go ahead and just find my podcast on Spotify. But my most recent episode, which I just posted not even half an hour ago, is called Stop Humoring Stupid. And I feel a lot of people probably get a kick out of this one. And I want to promote it because that's kind of the theme of this episode. We need to stop humoring stupid. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean when I say we're humoring stupid? What I mean by that is everything going on over the past year, 2020, this pandemic, all these social justice, peaceful protests, and these fake armed insurrections, all this stuff that's happened over the past year. One recurring theme I keep seeing is people, even once they're presented evidence, even if they're intelligent people seem to just want to indulge in stupid. One good example of that is these COVID masks. All right. And I know there's a lot of people with different opinions on them and stuff, but honestly, I thought they were dumb from the moment they told us to start wearing them. And that was almost a year ago now. There's been so much evidence presented since then that masks don't work. And even the fact that they told us not to wear them in the beginning should have been a red flag for a lot of people. But for whatever reason, people are not only indulging in the masks, some people treat it like a damn religious commandment to always wear them. There's videos of people online of people walking in the stores without masks. People are getting arrested. People are being attacked by the store workers for not wearing masks. It's like it's ridiculous, and it's dumb because those people who are so like dead set on people wearing the masks, they're also the same people that believe in the pandemic, right? That we need to wear these masks because it's a deadly virus going around and all that. But one thing that I feel like that just completely just goes over the head of these people is you're in their face. Like if you watch these videos and stuff, these people are like choking people out, getting in their face, like ripping stuff, like touching them, all the whole 9 yards. And it's funny is because you're literally breaking every COVID rule to enforce that one COVID rule. You're breaking the social distancing, you're touching people, you're getting in their face. It's like, it's ridiculous. And it's, when I say humoring stupid, I'm talking about the people that, for one, defend those kind of people, but two, people that understand masks are bullshit, understand we shouldn't be wearing them, but they decide to wear it anyways as a better safe than sorry kind of thing. I consider that humoring stupid because it's dumb. And some, I've even heard some doctors say this, that they don't believe in the mask, but they wear it because they know it calms other people down. All right. That is humoring stupid. That doesn't do anybody any favors. Will people get upset if they see without a mask? Yeah, definitely. But that's not the lesser of two evils to humor that. If anything, you just let it fester, and now a whole year later, if people just letting it slide and be like, okay, I guess I'll throw the mask on, and no one pushes you back and fighting it, you're having people being harassed in stores for simply walking in there without a mask. They weren't harassing anybody. They weren't saying nothing. They're literally just trying to go to what they wanted to buy, grab it, pay for it, leave right away without talking to anybody. And yet they were harassed by the employees of that store. So, we got to this point where it's just like humoring this kind of lunacy doesn't do anybody good. Now, there's a couple articles I want to share right now that kind of drive this point home. Now, Gab has been super reliable, and I just want to point out some cool things I see on here. And, people always posting memes, but I just want to read this one real quick, all right? If you are pissed off or angry about vaccines, abortion, religious intolerance, child trafficking, poison water, poison food, poison medicine, pedophiles, 5G, child brides, fluoride, fake church leaders, fake churches, fake media, chemtrails, or anything else that makes you want to smash things, do not stop talking. They want you to get tired of being attacked and ridiculed. They want you to feel like it's pointless. They want you to just give up, double down, fight harder, never surrender, never. And of course, My little sarcastic ass was just like, never. But yeah, that's what this is. And people that just are quiet and don't speak up, it's like, you know, all this talk of people needing to be brought to the precipice of destruction. We're getting there when people are just like not wanting to follow the rules anymore. Like just people just taking off their mask and walking around, just be like, no, I can't do this anymore. This is ridiculous. It just doesn't make sense. Uh, those are people that are fed up and they stopped humoring the stupid. But right here, this is an interesting article. I read bits of it. It's off the American Institute of Economic Research. Why I believe that COVID derangement syndrome is real. Have you ever heard Trump derangement syndrome, which is the unlogical, unrational hatred for the president? Well, COVID derangement syndrome, that sounds pretty accurate as well. If you read the entire story, and I'm not, I just wanted to show you guys this. Just a few tidbits of the info he's putting out. He has a lot of info to back up why you shouldn't be afraid of COVID. Like this: the overestimated dangers of COVID and the underestimated dangers of lockdowns, which is something I've been trying to point out to people for over a year. COVID-19 is disproportionately lethal to the very old, ill, and heavily so. In the United States of February 17th, 2021, nearly a third of all deaths involving COVID, as defined by the CDC, were persons of 85 years and older. Nearly 60% of these deaths were persons 75% and older. More than 81% of these deaths were 65 years and older. Despite the media trumped exceptions, serious suffering from COVID-19 is largely an experience for very old people, which is like not something new. This is what I talk about humoring stupid, where we already know that old people deal with a lot of sickness. That is not new. All right. That we have all these statistics to prove it. We all know it. We all know an old person that's suffering from some kind of sickness. And it makes sense when you understand that our food's poison, water's poison, air's poison, the radio waves can be poison. Just everything's poison. And then they teach this crap in schools that make us less human. It's just, you combine all that. It's logical thinking people can put together. Sorry, I forgot to silence my phone. Logical thinking people can put two together and realize that it is kind of stupid to indulge in that kind of behavior, because all that leads to is, people becoming, how they say there's grammar Nazis, people that just enforce grammar on people on the internet. We're having mass Nazis now. We're having the mass sentinels within supermarkets, just not letting people walk around anywhere without a mask. I was last reason I haven't done a video in a while is because the last few weekends I've been out vacationing and stuff, and I went to a casino a couple weeks ago, and it's just crazy that you walk into a casino nowadays in this time, and it's funny that I could walk into a casino. I got a drink, so I could pull my mask down to drink. I could sit next to a person, pull my mask down to drink. It's a casino, also allowing us to smoke. So not only can I pull my mask down to drink, I can also pull it down to smoke, which is blowing air around everyone. So just smoke, which is something that's been outlawed for most public places, especially here in California, because of the health risks from the smoke. In a casino where they allow you to do it anyways, this casino had people walking up to where, yeah, they let you smoke, yeah, they let you drink, but the moment you didn't have a drink or cigarette to your mouth and you're sitting at a table, one of the people walk up and be like, please pull up your mask. Please pull up your mask. Please pull up over your nose. Like, it was super over the top, and it's just like, that's humoring stupid. How is it the virus is okay when I'm drinking and smoking and blowing that smoke everywhere? And the moment I stop doing that, all of a sudden the virus is deadly again. It's just like, that is humoring stupid. We need to stop doing that. All right. I'm going to end this video. This is going to be a long one with this one. This is an interesting documentary. I started watching a little bit of it, but I'm going to finish it later. Maybe do another video on it. But the reason I brought this up is it's more about this article, all right? Because someone watched this documentary and was nice enough to condense all the important parts. So 12 mind control tactics used by the globalist establishment elites to change the way Americans think. That is very concise and to the point. And let me just go through a lot of the points. All right, here's the 12 takeaways from that documentary. All right, point number one. A mind control tactic involves removing or discrediting leaders that are principled, courageous people of conviction and morality. Sounds pretty familiar, right? A lot of people would describe President Trump like this. Obviously, not everybody, but a lot of people that support him would describe him like this. So when they're trying to remove and cancel him, this is one of their mind control tactics. All right, they're trying to discredit him. Why do you think they impeached him twice, despite not having nearly enough evidence for impeachment? It had nothing to do with convicting him. It had everything to do with trying to discredit him. All right. It's all about optics. All right. They don't have to actually convict him. They just get to say now he's been impeached twice, and that's enough for stupid people. But here you go. Entice the brainwashing subjects into questioning and doubting their fundamental worldviews and convictions. Isn't that exactly what liberals are doing here in this entire country? Is anybody that pushes against a conservative value, is they're trying to undermine the values of the traditional people in that area. So here in California, people forget that this used to be a red state. Up until the 90s, California voted red. All right, voted red consistently, and ironically, Texas voted blue. It's only been the past few decades that it's been flipped. So how did that happen? How did California, used to be a red state, become a blue state, despite the fact that there's a lot of farmers here, there's a lot of people up in the mountains that live in these more rural areas, and yeah, we have these huge metropolitan areas on the coast, but that's not all of California. Most of California is these valleys, it's these mountains, it's these big old wide open areas in the center of California where all the food is grown. That's why California used to be red, because they used to call it Reagan country. All right, it was the valleys and the mountains in the northern part of the state, where the forests are at, that voted red. All right, and at one point there's enough people within the cities that just also voted red to where the state was red. But for whatever reason, somehow, I don't know, brainwashing propaganda got into California, and maybe a little bit of vote siphoning off and illegal vote practices. I mean, all 2020 showed us that we shouldn't take any of our elections here in this country for granted, including ones we think that are legit. And I'm of the belief that we need to question every single election of any official in this country. All right, including here in California. I feel like, and I'm of the personal belief that California should have voted red. Obviously, there's all this stuff in question about how the election went, and people laugh at me when I say California should be red, especially my friends that are not from California. But no, it really is. You didn't see the rallies that were here. You didn't see the freaking Trump trains that were happening, not just in the rural part of California, but in the Bay Area and in LA. They had a Trump sign on one of the freeways that drives by the LA Hollywood side. Someone went up there and set up a Trump one. All right. And it hasn't been torn down yet. At least I don't think it has. And that's just to show you that there's a strong conservative presence here in California, despite the propaganda that we're a huge blue state, right? But it's this entice of brainwashing subjects into questioning whether or not, oh, this is a blue state, when in reality, you have more conservatives here than people realize. Teach a revisionist history that portrays America's capitalist free market system as a source of all oppression and suffering. What is BLM doing? What is Bernie Sanders doing? What is AOC doing? They're all trying to make it seem like capitalism is a big bad guy. But if you watch my previous episode where it's called Socialism is a Scam, I compare socialism with communism, with fascism, with real capitalism. And the only ones that lead to oppression are all the socialisms, all the isms minus capitalism. Real capitalism, is the only one that doesn't oppress people or do anything as far as that suffering goes. But like I said, they got to revise the history in order to convince people that, that's why you're having so many millennials this day and age fall for Bernie Sanders. I have fallen for it. I didn't know all this stuff until these past couple years, and I was doing my own research into these kind of subjects to where I was like, wow, I was really misled growing up in school. Speaking of school, teach moral relativism and situational ethics in order to destroy morality and character. So it's kind of like going to school, all these liberal kind of leaning teachings where they're just kind of like, well, it's what's moral for us is different morals for other countries. It's kind of muddying the waters of What is good is good. What is bad is bad. They're trying to muddy the waters to where people are confused about what's good and bad, or where people think that, I don't know, tackling a man without a mask and forcing cuffs on him despite not being a cop, thinking you're safe, like thinking that that's okay. Their morals are so messed up that they thought that they were in the right when they did that. That's one example. But there's all kinds of examples, like rioting is reparations, that kind of stuff, where their morals are so twisted that stealing is, in their eyes, justifies, all the hardships that they didn't experience personally, or maybe they have, but regardless, it doesn't justify them committing crimes. It's like our morals are so jacked up right now, and it starts in school. Starts in school. Teach the importance of group consensus and collectivism, and the danger and consequence of individuality. So yeah, it's another thing of, this is another out of the playbook of communism, of trying to teach, hey, what's important to the group is more important to the individual, which is complete opposite of a constitutional republic, which America is supposed to be. When they say America is a democracy, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a constitutional republic. Point 6, teach feelings and personal subjective experiences over facts, reason, logic, and context. There is a quote from AOC saying that morality outweighs factuals or facts, or something like that. That's not a direct quote, but some along the lines of, her morals outweigh actual facts. All right. That's why AOC she's part of the problem, because she is teaching that her feelings are more important than the facts. And that is literally what causes division, because people get caught up all in their feelings and they don't look at the objective experiences that everybody has, not the personal ones that are tailored to that individual that no one can relate to. So it's, why are you making rules regarding it? And this is the one that I feel like is really we're experiencing over the past year. Put the brainwashing subject into a state of fear, anxiety, confusion, and social turbulence in order to diminish the subject's ability to think critically, use reason, logic, and context. The ultimate goal is to force the subject to surrender his or her values and worldview to those of the change agents and their control of the crafted group consensus. In mansplaining terms, basically, they just want to have everybody so scared and anxiety ridden that they just give up and just, okay, I'll do whatever. All right. Well, all those people that were right after the George Floyd riots started, and they're getting large swaths of people all over the country get on their knees and apologize for being white. That's like, you shouldn't have to apologize for being anything, first off. And second off, the reason for doing it has nothing to do with you being like humoring stupid people. This is what I'm talking about, where they're apologizing for something they can't control, and they're apologizing, insinuating that, yeah, you're right, I am guilty of something I didn't really do. All right, you see it. You see where I'm going here with, like, there is no reason, logic, and context anymore because of this. See, you can see like these 6 right here, or something that's been happening over the past few years. Some of these been happening for a couple of decades. This one's been more recent. And a social turbulence has a lot to do with, all the riots we had last year, getting people upset with COVID and the pandemic. All that caused social turbulence in combination with the fear and anxiety and confusion. Confusion over people don't know what to believe or get their information from. All that. It's just created this freaking perfect storm of just confusion and anxiety, to where people just cave to whatever they feel like will protect them. Like the people that like those videos of people that were living in Seattle, and all those Antifa people were going through the neighborhoods and chanting and screaming and making a scene in front of random people's houses in the middle of the night. There's one video of a guy that was standing on his front porch, and the people were harassing him. And he pointed at a sign on his yard, and it said Biden Harris 2020. He's like, guys, stop harassing me. Look, I voted for Biden. No, stop harassing me. I voted for Biden. And everybody just kept screaming at him anyways. That's humor and stupid. All right. Because they don't care what you think you did. They don't care. They're not satisfied with you bending your knee. They want you on your face groveling and giving them an inch, they take a mile. All right. You voting for Biden and Harris was just that little inch that's going to give them the mile to continue to harass you until you just completely change your morals altogether. All right. Next point. Conceal the lies and evil agenda of the propagandists behind masking terms that sound good but are chosen to shame and manipulate the targeted subjects into willingly embracing their own demise. Black Lives Matter. Enough said, right? Number 9. Use individuals in trusted institutions and occupations to give credibility to the worldview and values being introduced into the brainwashing subjects. Hollywood, corporate media, and just stupid people on Instagram. All right. 10. Set up systems of reward, honor, recognition, and advancement for those who embrace the worldview and values of the brainwashing program. Apply punitive consequences to any worldview and values that are contrary to the chosen worldview and values being inserted to the brainwashing subject. I don't know, giving Emmys to shitty governors, giving them book deals when they don't deserve it, and then punishing everybody else that wants to do the opposite. So that's that one. 11. Use informants, gossip, tattletales to report on noncompliance and groups. What are all these damn snitches on Twitter and stuff saying? Outing people or canceling people like Clarence Thomas recently who put out that dissent after that most recent Supreme Court freaking sham of them not taking the cases up. He put out dissent pretty much, expressing his displeasure. And then, they started harassing his wife. Like, it's ridiculous. It's they use each other to snitch each other out. Whenever a cop last year accidentally or due to the circumstances had to use his weapon, what did these people do? They went in and they tried to find as much personal information on these cops as they could so they could ruin their lives. That's crazy, people. Number 12. Create an atmosphere of an environment of chaos, suffering, hopelessness, and danger, and then rescue the subjects from this condition so that the persecutor is perceived as being a friend, protector, and savior. Classic Stockholm Syndrome. People who are putting masks on every day thinking it's going to protect them have Stockholm Syndrome. That's really what it comes down to. I've actually made that point last year. I forgot. But honestly, people that continue to think the government's going to save them, y'all have Stockholm Syndrome. And I'm not going to humor this stupid and this crazy anymore. All right. I'm encouraging everyone to stop being afraid of offending other people with your own intelligence. All right. Just because you see through the bullshit doesn't mean you have to sit there and indulge their stupid. All right. I'm going to end it here. Hopefully people took away something from this. And if you like these kind of videos of me just pointing out crap like this, with my podcast, I do these 1 to 2 episodes a day. I'm putting these out pretty regularly. You can see it was like 20th. I didn't do any for the weekend, but 24. I did 3 episodes. Did 2 just for this day. I might do another one by the end of the day. But I put out a lot of episodes, and they were like an hour long. All these older episodes here are like an hour long. See, no one was listening because, to be fair, hour-long episodes are kind of hard to keep up with. But my more recent episodes, I'm keeping them short. Nothing longer than half an hour. If anything, I'm averaging about 15 to 19 minutes. I get more info out, get more content whatsoever. But yeah, I kind of just talk about everything in the podcast. But as far as these videos go, I tend to focus more on subjects that I feel like need to be explained to stupid people. So if you're watching this, I'm not saying you're stupid. If anything, I'm assuming you're watching this because you already get this stuff, but you understand there's other people that don't. So you just want someone to explain it to them in a nice, concise manner. So if you like that kind of content, go ahead, subscribe, comment in the videos. Let me know other subjects you want me to cover because it's getting to the point where there's so many different things going on right now. I'm having kind of dilemma trying to figure out what I want to focus on. So if you guys have subjects you want me to focus on, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I will pursue those subjects. So end it here. You have a good day.